President Trump heads to Capitol Hill today to meet with Republicans in hopes of hammering out an immigration bill. As the debate heats up all around the country, is there a solution that we can all agree on? Here now is Federation of American Immigration Reform President Dan Stein. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here, Heather.
So did you see that unfold yesterday? Let's begin with the press briefing with Sarah Sanders and the DHS secretary. What did you think about what all she had to say in reference to children being separated from their families?
I think the administration is spot on. FAIR supports the policy because it's the byproduct of several events since 2008 and even going back to the Clinton administration, as you pointed out. And this happened under the Obama administration. And ultimately, they're simply defending the law, enforcing the law that we, the American people, through Congress, have enacted. And they're trying to do it in the context of several factors: a court decision, the settlement the Clinton administration went into, and then this so-called Wilberforce anti-trafficking law, which is now being abused and exploited by traffickers and cartels. And the administration is trying to basically stop illegal immigration and protect the kids.
Yeah, the numbers.
There's a solution.
Right. Before we get to the solution,
there's a way to fix this.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about those numbers, though, because what you said, that is correct, and the numbers back it up. 314% increase in illegals crossing the border, claiming to be a family unit, and that's in just the last 5 months. Some of the other numbers she talked about over the last 10 years, because it has been going on for a while. There's been a 1,700% increase in asylum claims, resulting in this asylum backlog of 600,000 cases. And we can't always tell for sure if these adults that are coming in with children are actually related to them.
Yeah, I mean, the immigration system is kind of strange, but, if one part of it becomes flawed, then it ripples through the whole system. So now people can make phony asylum claims. If they think they're bringing a minor, even if it's not their own kid, the traffickers use kids, they get special treatment, or they believe they're going to get special treatment. That's why, for most of my lifetime, the people crossing the border were young, unmarried men looking for day labor and that kind of thing. Now it's whole families. Why? Because there are loopholes that they can get special treatment, and so they're bringing them. We've created these loopholes. We've sent that signal. The Democrats, for whatever reason, are looking at language right now in the House, coming up this week in Ryan's amnesty bill, unfortunately, but it does have some provisions in it. If the Democrats want to work on a solution, there is one. You keep the families together, you expedite asylum hearings, you send them all back as a family unit, unless it's a legitimate asylum claim, which is a very small number. Most of this stuff is flat-out immigration fraud and illegal immigration. And if you want people to continue pouring across the border, you'll just keep letting people who bring minors run in across the border, come in free.
Is it possible, though, because they repeatedly asked this question yesterday, is it possible for the president to separate this particular element of concern out of everything else and vote separately on separating these children from their families?
The core of the problem is that the Democratic Party does not want to give Donald Trump anything he wants with respect to what he campaigned for and promised the American people. And so they're trying to find a way. They want to get their big DACA amnesty. They've been weaponizing kids basically since 2003 when they started calling this group dreamers. Now they're trying to weaponize kids in the context of the 2018 campaign, making a political issue out of the detention, short-term detention of minors that's been going on for years. And so all this stuff is artificial fodder. Pelosi, Schumer, they are liars. They shouldn't be in Congress anymore. They've been there too long. We want members of Congress who are willing to work to find solutions. Trump is saying, look, if you're willing to work with me, we can find a way to get to a real solution to deter this kind of practice.
Yeah, don't break the law. I mean, people who would live in this country legally, parents who break the law and have to go to jail, are separated from their children every single day. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see what happens today on this. Big day.